Good afternoon, YouTube. It's me all the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bottom Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Right here, sitting on my right hand, is the right hand of the Emperor, and that is my man of knowledge, the hand of the Emperor, Jin.
Yo, yo.
Well, folks, this is episode 99 of Muscle Talk Monday. Well, actually, I should have been past 100, but a while back, my computer was down for about a good couple of weeks or so, and then I couldn't do as much as I wanted to. But we're almost at episode 100. Oh my God! Summer's just about over, and today in my home state of North Carolina, kids just started back to school. I know your parents are dancing in the streets. I
Yep.
know some other places kids are already started back, but it's about the time summer's about to end. We have one more summer holidays coming up, and that is Labor Day. And that next week, as I talked about this, I am planning to go to Savannah Pro in Savannah, Georgia. And they have not yet put out the list yet of the competitors there. There's some ladies I heard that are going to compete this show, but we don't have the official list just yet. So we'll probably talk about that show and my time in Savannah that week after. So anyway, if you looked at the description, we're going to be talking about possible title contenders for the Miss Olympia championship. As we all know, the champion is Andrea Shaw, and like I've talked to some people, Andrea, truthfully, is a tough nut to crack. I mean, she has a great physique, great muscle development. I mean, the question is, can be anybody who can probably beat her? I just don't know. I mean, what's your thoughts, Jen?
Um, it'll be very difficult for anybody to beat her in her prime. I would say it would have to be it's either got to be somebody completely new that we've never heard of, or Andrea Shaw comes in the worst condition in the universe, which I don't see happening. Um, so yeah. Speaking of which, contenders for the Miss Olympia. Well, there's one contender we can put like a little red X around the name, and that's Irish Kyle. Because I saw a recent interview she did on some Korean channel or something, where she pretty much flat out said, "Yeah, I'm not competing anymore. I'm done with that."
Hmm.
So it's good we got that definitive statement, at least with that. Like, no more. I'm done with that.
Yeah, because remember last year? No, last year was like 2020 when they brought back her return to Miss Olympia. She was going to take part. She was going to be part of that because she's one of the few handed women that competed at Olympia. The last time I had women's bodybuilding back in 2014. Her, Kim Buck, Helen Trevino, Margie Martin, and I think a couple of more. I'm trying to remember. I think Angela Rayburn competed at that show that year. I'm trying to remember 2020. But I remember the story was she got sick and then she had to step out. And there was a lot of talk about it was going to be a battle between Margie and Iris and possibly whoever else.
Hella.
Hella, yeah. And then they didn't really put um, Andrea into that box because she just turned pro uh, a year or so ago, and this was going to be her second show as a competitive bodybuilder. No, actually, that would be her because she just won the Rise of Phoenix. Then turns around and she's you know she would know yes, she won the Rise of Phoenix, and later that year because I think it was that senior year whatever, and then turns around she won her first show as a bodybuilder because she debuted back in 2019, won the first show in Omaha in 2020, then wins the Rising Phoenix, and then turns around wins the Olympia. And like I said, the talk was Hella, Margie, and Iris.
But Andrea came out of nowhere and won it all regardless. Yeah,
Hmm.
2020 was sort of like one of those like what kind of moments
There you go,
where
like
that
what?
was the last, yeah, that was the last real like shock kind of this is up in the air. We don't really know how this is going to end kind of moments.
Mm-hmm.
Now things are pretty settled in that department.
Mm-hmm.
But there are contenders of people that we could see maybe in the distant future that could be Miss Olympia contenders
Mm-hmm.
if they continue competing for years and years.
Yeah, maybe
I
it'll good. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good. That's a hard shot. Now, if you see this the list right now, this is the list for Miss Olympia. As you know, Andrea has qualified. You know, Andrea because she won the Olympia. You have Helen Trevino, and the thing is, Helen Trevino is going to be out. It's my man, JM 2022, and he stopped. Yeah, Helen Trevino is not competing this year, leaving Margie Martin, Mona Persay, Andrea Yao, and Michaela Acott. I'm not sure about Michaela. You know, she might make top five, all depending. That really would shape. Like I said, with Hella out, that really going to shape how I would say the bottom, like the first runner up and second runner up are going to look like. As you know, it's no longer top five competitors. They get to qualify as top three. So it's going to, with Hella out, and might shape of how first and second runner up are going to be.
yep,
Hmm. Now, right up here, we have Margie V. Martin. We have Nadia Capasato, Mela Ash, Eva Montgomery, Teresa Vasic, Donna Salib, Lisa Kudry, Danielle Willis, uh, Rashana Boswell, Barros from Brazil. First name, I think I got to have a first name. Branca from the Croatia. Michaela Angela, you call it Tao, but it's actually Angela Yo. They misspelled the name. And
yeah,
also Chelsea Dion. And you still have the possible three contenders. You have Michelle Jin, who's 22 points, 17 points for Sherry Parami. And then you have a four-way tie with Mona Persile, Stephanie Flesher, uh, Barita from Brazil, and Sheena Olick. And Sheena is possibly competing at um what I heard she might be doing Savannah, which possibly earn her qualification for the Olympia. Now, the big question is for us, we talked about this before, you know, how this is going to look out, how the outcome is going to look with the changes, with Hella being out and a lot of new competitors coming in. My man JM21. At the moment, nobody can dethrone Andrea Shaw, one of the current favorite female bodybuilders in IFBB. And I agree with him. I think it's good. But like I said, with this, Jay, we're just seeing if this possibly could be a threat. Somebody who can possibly say, you know what, they probably might, if like I said, like Jared said, if Andrea comes in not in her best condition, she's a little off, could somebody sneak in there and take the title?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And there's like of the names you just listed, I see at least a couple could be Miss Olympia um, territory wise competitors. Like ones that could fit the title of Miss Olympia in the future, I find not if Andrea comes in and if Andrea comes in obviously at the level she's at where she can win the title. Um, but I do see at least some of those competitors could be in the future Miss Olympia title holders because all they got to do is really just keep competing until Andrea Shaw retires or whatever happens. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, well, Andrea, she is an impressive woman. This is her video from when she competed at the Rising last year, and I'm telling you, I mean, she is. I would say honestly, she's a tough nut to crack. She has great lines, great physiques. I was talking to other people that who I become acquainted with. They say that just truthfully, she has particular look about her. She's very, I think, very photogenic. She's very what you would call markable for a sport of women's bodybuilding. I mean, that's what bodybuilding needs. It needs someone like Andrea who has a great smile to her, a great face, good qualities about her. I think what they see in her is what they saw in someone like Linda Murray back in the day. Linda Murray first won the Olympia
Yeah,
back in 1999, and that was a year after Corey Everson decided to, she wanted to retire and focus more on, her life and her career because by then Corey was starting to become a big star, and she's still a young woman. She's just like I said. There's a picture right here. She's just 38, and she's gonna be
yeah,
39 in December. So she probably can keep on going for another, depending on how she wants, another 3 or 4 more years. This is one the last year's picture from our last year's Olympia, and like I said, she's just, you know, it's awe. You just be awe at her physique. You know, where developed it is. The quality of muscle. But the thing is, could somebody beat her? Is a possibility that maybe she'll lose the throne. You know, and that's just a possibility and a thought. A man, balls deeps in the house. What up and salute. Yeah, I appreciate balls deep. As usual, he repeats himself. Chicago in here. Yes, we know Chicago's in here. He, as I said again, same little quotes. Those saying Lotto on deck. Uh, you know, smash the like. Yeah, well, smash the like. And also Andrew Shaw, but the better worry about Margie Martin. And yeah, I think is Margie a possible threat? I mean, like I said, I'm a fan of Margie. I think she's a great physique. She has great presentation. Margie's been she like I said, Margie's one of the few women who has competed in the Olympia before it was dropped by the IFBB back in 2014.
yep,
And I follow Margie. She's looking pretty good. I think one thing about Margie is I think she has probably most definitely the largest set of quads for women in sports. Her quads are just, she is like the quadzilla right now of women's bodybuilding. I mean, I think, but one thing is that I think some people say that there's some things that if she can fix, one
yeah,
thing, yeah, I think, she is a little bit, you know, somewhat, I think her backside she'll get as tight as she needs to, but she has been working on. She's making improvements. I think she's from I follow her on social media. And, she did make comments about what happened in Tampa about a month ago, and and she's looking like she's coming in really tight. I just maybe it's just I think her I think she really brought in better definition in her legs. We'll drop this picture right here, and I know you guys who are Margie fans, want to see this, and I think she, like I said, she looks really good. I mean, she is possibly, she's, when we brought back women's bodybuilding, she took, um, second place, but then, I think Hella made the adjustments after the Rising Phoenix, and then she took third. But now with Hella out, like I said, there could be a possibility. She might be a contender for the title.
yeah, yeah. I could see her being a contender. I could see Mona Priscilla being a contender. Uh, Irene Anderson, maybe, or maybe like the top. 6. Michelle Aycock, yeah, maybe, and maybe in the top 6 as well. Um, who are some others?
There's Chelsea Dion, Angela Yo.
Chelsea Dion is pretty. Yeah, those are pretty um, amazing competitors as well. Mela Ash. I let me think about this. She's definitely got the right look to her. She just gotta master the physique a little bit more. But besides that, I could see her in the running if she, really brought in just a little bit more conditioning in that such department. Uh, I could see that too.
Yeah, because like that's somebody I didn't really, what, and thank you. I think let's put Mila Ash as a dark horse contender.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Mela, she's pretty impressive. She one thing is she kind of reminds me of one of my favorite bodybuilders back in the day. That is Vicky Gates. And Vicky Gates was a multiple time Olympic competitor. She's called like you might call always a bridesmaid, but never a bride type. You know,
yeah,
and the last shows she didn't look as good as she did in Romania, but she did bounce back at the it, she did bounce back at the Toronto. I think was like a week or so after that,
yeah,
and it did she making her debut as a female bodybuilder. She she did pretty good. She made top four. She was fourth, and that's a good thing. Your first time out as a professional bodybuilder. She's been a multiple time Olympic competitor, but as a
yeah,
in a fourth time out, she did pretty good. Taking fourth place. And just gonna be her fifth Olympic coming up. She did look as good at the last year's because I think she was 11th or 12th. And
yeah. Way
yeah,
down. Yeah,
yeah, and she didn't do too good at the Rising Phoenix either. So but she looks like I said. This is from I think she was at the Romanian last year. And she looks pretty impressive. One thing is she does need to bring a little more size in her legs. And that's the thing is
yeah,
she has great legs development, great great styration, great definition, but just a little more size. Because I think that's a point thing. You can bring in that just a tad bit more size that really helps out. You know. So and like I said, and that's all she got to do. She can bring that size in, she'll do a lot better. A man here, Jay, sorry, uh, a man here, JM 2021, just dropping here. You see, got slow. Savannah show should be a blissful contest. Yeah, this is Emil Ale, Margie Martin, maybe. I don't know, Emil. Emil. It might be. Emmanuel. Sorry, Emmanuel. It might be possibly. Andrea Shaw is not going to be the worst shape she's in. I ever seen her on IG. Yeah, Andrea looks pretty good. We got here, my man, JM. Iris is retired. Yeah, she's been retired. I think she just now she's focused on business because she's opened up a new gym in Las Vegas. That's where she's living now. Hip, hippo, sorry, hypothetically speaking, if Andrew was off by
hypothetically.
hypothetically, thank you for correcting me. That's why I have you in. Hypothetically, speaking, if Andrew was off by a margin of muscle, perhaps Margie or Mona per Soleil. Yeah, and let's see, we're here. We got here KL Don't Go Against Nature. She's the LeBron James of women's bodybuilding, if I can say that. Yeah, I think she's kind of like well, if you go like this, okay, we can call Andrew LeBron. Well, we might just call Iris Michael Jordan, and let's call Linda Murray. Uh, well, mm, let's call Linda Murray Michael Jordan. We call Iris Bill Russell because she has the most wins. And people keep forgetting Bill Russell had more wins than Michael Jordan. So we're gonna call Iris, Bill Russell, relate great Bill
Yeah,
Russell. And speaking of Mona Soleil, as you know, Mona, she was in Canada, but she decided to move to to uh,
Houston.
to Houston, Texas. And I think it's a good move for her because Houston is becoming that's not just Houston itself. The state of Texas is becoming a mecca for bodybuilding. You know, see, Mela, she lives there. Mela's originally from Chicago, but she lives in Texas. A few others who I follow, and some ladies who I become friendly with, like my dear friend Miss Brittany Brooks, Shay Machada, quite a few others live there now. And I think how she looking because she was at to Chicago. My man Big Keith talked to her, and she's looking really good now. She did pretty good last year, coming in and taking fourth place at the Olympia, which is like I said, she had. It looked like a tough show, but she really pretty. I think she took second at the Rising, and then come around take fourth at the no, she took third at the Rising because I remember, if I'm correctly, she took third at the Rising because Hella took second, and Mona looks pretty impressive. I think she looks really good. This is
Yeah.
from yeah,
No
she has
real complaints. Yeah.
very compact because I think she's like about 5 feet, maybe 5'1", and often like this, the more shorter women can really pack on muscle real good. I mean, she looked really great at the Tampa, and she looked pretty good here. I gotta give her credit. I mean, I know my man Becky talked to her said she's wants to win the Rising, but if I'm like this, if Andrew's gonna be there, she's not gonna win it. She might take second. I think she'll take
Yeah.
second because she has 12 points. So all she has to do is win the
Get
Rising show, and I'll give
or
her points.
gets yeah. Or
Yeah, I'll
get
give her
second at the Rising.
Yeah, yeah. She had to get second, or she got to get second. She gets second. That gives her some enough points to push her into the point contendership. Here we got here my man. Um, you would say this, my man JM 2022. Is this lineup? I can see it truthfully. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Here we have here KLA. I was talking about Andrea Shaw on the last comment. Okay, yeah, I'll say that. And you talk about Andrea because this is about Let's see. Here we got here RT Tree 613. Margie's is good, but her legs may be a little too overpowering. That said, if Andrea wasn't competing, I could see Margie winning. Mayla's good too, but she needs more legs, and that's true. She needs size of legs. And here we have here. This one coming up. Computer's running a little slow. I think I need a. Damn it. Oh, wait. Here we go. Here we go. Who can potentially beat Andrea if she's off? Well, that's a tough one, and that's what we're talking about right now, JM. And here again, uh, JM. It was to be women who has it was if it has to be a woman who came close to her conditioning and is in the top five last year's Olympia. That's the thing is, like I said, with Hella out, that's one of the women. Like Jared said, he mentioned Irene Anderson. Irene, I don't know. Irene's getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a long, long, long shot. I'd say probably no chance. But I did think she could still at least get in the top six, at least for this one.
I don't know. She hadn't done any shows yet, or unless she's going to do or unless she's just going to do the Rising. For her, I wouldn't put my money on the Rising. Depending, as long as you have someone like Mona, you have Asher Hadley, a couple of the girls, that might not give you points. Last year, she took 12th or 13th at the Rising. They gave her most muscular. But one lady who is possibly like I said, dark horse, what I'm hearing a lot about is Angela Yo. And Angela, like I said, she looks pretty impressive. I mean, she comes in here. She made her debut at Chicago as a bodybuilder. She earned her pro card back in 2020 as a physique competitor, and then she decided to switch divisions when she made her bodybuilding debut. I mean, I even reached out to her one time while I follow her on social media, and I asked her, "Well, you go think about because I was looking at some videos of her, on IG and on social media, and I said, "Are you thinking about going over to women's bodybuilding?" And she said, "Not this time." That means she was keeping close to the vest about when she was gonna make her debut.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen of her, she looks pretty impressive. I think she
Yeah.
has, yeah. I mean, this picture right here alone. I mean, great. Look at the lat development. Shoulders, her quads. You know, I think she has that kind of same, relatively close to that level as Andrea. But not as I think because she's a little bit shorter, and all she needs maybe is a slight little bit more mass. I think one thing you tell about was her midsection is the problem. I remember somebody saying that, and I was talking to. But Angela could be a possible second runner up, or second first runner up, or second runner up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can dethrone her, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna give her credit. She has a impressive physique.
Yeah, her and Chelsea Dion, I think, are two competitors I want to see more of, and see more development from, to mature from. But I guess at the end of the day, and I guess I'll finish up here, and you can wrap up the rest of the show. These are basically competitors that we see that will mature over time, and hopefully they stay in the sport, for many years to come. Because if you have potential, we don't want you just retiring after like 2 or 3 years. We want you to be doing this for a very, very long time. And I do see potential from all the women we listed. Um, so I guess that's a good way to end that on. And hopefully soon we know who competes at Savannah.
Hmm. Well, we hope we find out sometime soon. Like I said, that's it's up in the air. But I will finish this off. I do appreciate you coming through, brother, and
So,
giving your thoughts. I know he's a busy young man. He has a job, he got things to do, and I don't want to hold him up. So take
and some sleep. But you have a good one, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Next
next
time,
week.
Monday. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
yeah.
And on to Savannah.
All right, on to Savannah. All right, folks. I'd like to thank my hand of the Emperor for coming through. But like I said, I'm going to still stick on this a little bit. I'm going to drop a few names. And like he just mentioned, Chelsea Dion. As you know, Chelsea, she just also made a debut as a bodybuilder. And, she was one of the ladies that at Chicago were the top three. As you know, it was Chelsea, um, you know, it was for, it was Sherry Priami took third, Chelsea who took second, and you had Andrea winning that show. And both these three ladies are pretty impressive. As you know, Sherry is number two behind Michelle Jin for points qualifications for the Olympia. And Chelsea, she earned her qualification by winning the Chicago, Tampa. And these are very impressive women. I think you can really see the differences in their physiques in the ways. Like, I think with Angela, she has more better lat development. I think there are some issues with the midsections a bit, not too much. She has a little bit more leg size. I think with Sherry, she's a little bit older. And the thing is, sometimes some of these women hit their most maturity in later into their years. And I think that's where she hit it. She's like in her late 40s now, and I think she's really hitting her muscle maturity. Her body's starting to really develop. And Chelsea, she's still young. Chelsea's a lot taller. She's a little bit younger. I think her and There's maybe maybe 2 or 3 years difference between her and Angela. I think she's either younger than Angela, I believe, or she's older than Angela. Because Chelsea's been competing in bodybuilding for a long time. She was competing as a bodybuilder, but she made the switch from bodybuilding to physique last year. She started as a bodybuilder, then did physique, and she earned a qualification last year at the 2021 Nationals. And she looks pretty impressive. I have to give that to, you know. But the question is, how you think would she do good? Be a possible contender to knock off, uh, you know, um, you know, Andrea. And I don't know. She, like I said, she looked pretty good at the Chicago. Right here. I mean, it's not Tampa. Sorry, Tampa. She looked pretty good in Tampa. I think I compare her to a bit like Stephanie Fletcher. Her and Stephanie are tall girls. They have great physiques. They made some things they might need to make the adjustments to. I think they have kind of a cookie cutter resemblance between each other. One thing I think right about the upper body, the shoulders. I think also a little bit. They might. I think Chelsea might be just like um, you know, um, I think Chelsea's a little bit better quad development than Stephanie, because for the back, Stephanie's a bit soft. I've seen her pictures of Stephanie Fletcher. She is a bit on the, she needs to really bring in more better styration and conditioning in her quads. But I think Chelsea's just there. But like I said, she's still young and she's developing. I think she's only maybe a few years younger than Andrea. I think Chelsea got to be. I think Chelsea's 36. I think he's 36 or 35. I'll find out about her birthday. If y'all know about it, I know KLA, possibly also UJM 2022, and anybody else. I think Chelsea's got 35 or she's 36. So, and we all remember that Andrea won the title when she was 37. So, and I think one thing was, I was talking with some people that she just needs a little bit more muscle density to bring in. Now another lady I'm going to mention that I talk with a good bit of now. She, every now and a bit on social media, and that is Nadia Capsoto. Now Nadia is pretty impressive. I mean, she's really coming along. She also was a physique competitor, and I think she's really getting some. She's really. I mean, she's putting on some good size on her. That's what it is. I think when she won last year at the Puerto Rico, she was still a bit like a physique competitor and lean. But from the pictures I've seen from her from training, she's really getting. Look at her. I think look at like around her shoulders, her traps, her arms are getting a lot bigger. She made the move after I think what the last competition was 2019. Then she took 2021 off, and she made the moves, and then she went over to women's bodybuilding when she earned her first qualification through uh, through the Puerto Rico, and then she turns around and she earns another qualification at the Romania Muscle Fest. We got here archery. I really like Margie, but I also like Andrea. I don't see Andrea losing unless she comes in off. She's kind of like the Phil Heath of female bodybuilding. That's a good comparison. Her shape, muscle bellies, conditioning, muscularity, and femininity is too much for most other competitors. Yo, R3, if you ever want to come on here and talk about this, because you said the word muscle bellies, that means you know about that stuff. That's those terminologies, muscle bellies. Come on here if you ever want to come on here and talk about shop archery. You know my channel. You can send me your IG, or you can drop your if you got an email, drop it now. You want to come on for a minute? I'll be happy to have you. Margie's really good, but her legs may be a little too overpowering. That said, if Andrea wasn't competing, I see Margie winning. Mila is really good too, but she needs more legs. I think you always said that earlier, Archery. Uh, right here, JM. Everything will depend on the awarded placings on the Rising Phoenix. Andrea wins. That shows that anyone in second place will be Andrea Hills at the Olympia to be a potential threat, possibly. And that's the thing is the potential threats is Nina a potential threat in your opinion on JM? It's Nadia. I mean Nadia is she a potential threat? I mean, like I said, I'm a fan of it. I think she has a great physique. I think she has a great look to her. You know, she possibly could be a top three, top five contender. It's all depending. Like I said, she competed. She earned her second qualification in 1 year for the Olympia at the Arena Muscle Fest. And remember, she earned her first qualification at the Puerto Rico, and she bounced and turned around. She earns another shot. And then she done a show a little bit after the Romania, and that was um, the Big Man Weekend. You know, let me see where's the video. As I have the picture of that video I posted on my here. There it is. There it is. And this is a little video from the Big Man Weekend where she won. She had back-to-back wins, two qualifications. She won three shows in 1 year, and I just like her look about it. I think just classic lines. She reminds me of one of my favorite bodybuilders back in the day, and that is Mary Ann Maan, Marie Mabir, Maria Mabir from French. She's a French West Indian woman. Remember back in the day, if anybody follow her, beautiful look, beautiful muscle. I think Maria might be just a little bit larger than her, but that's who she reminds me of. Maybe just her complexion and her face. That's who she reminds me of. I might do, you know, I know I might do this. I might take a picture of her and Maria, put her side by side, send it to her, and but that's who she reminds me of. She has a great body. I'm just like I said, I'm a fan. I remember when she was at the Olympia. She was at the table and she started crying. She was so happy to be there, and I really like that about her. She is she has a great personality about her. You know, my man JM Andrea Yo is being favored by the mainstream media in the bodybuilding industry as the next big thing to be threat to the title. Yeah, because I think they like her look about it. She has, being that she's of mixed culture, she's half white, half Japanese. You know, that is when you get those two ethnic backgrounds together, that's a lot more marketable look. Being she's half Asian, half Caucasian. She's Caucasian, which is perfect. She's a Caucasian Asian. That brings a certain look that I think the judges and I think also mainstream media like, especially women of mixed heritage. Something about women who are a little bit blended do pretty good. Now, a name that I just thought of, and I think y'all might agree, maybe she's possible a contender. She's been to the Olympia before. She took a step back last year when she went over and did physique, and that is Teresa Invasic. Now, Teresa, as she won at the indie show, which was like early this year. And the question does Teresa is Teresa is a contender? And she looked really good at the indie. I mean, she looked pretty good because I remember she cut her. She said she cut her season short. She was planning on doing originally the New York, but then she decided to cut New York short, and just go ahead and do the indie because I think she just wanted to get a show out of the way, and she looks pretty impressive. I mean, she looks pretty good. I mean, she has a great back. I think that's one thing that solidified. She has a great back, but the thing is, her legs are still a bit on the small side. She has great, and that's why I think she did. She jumped over to physique. She thought it probably be a better division for her, but she has too much mass and too much development in the back for women's physique. I think that's why I think She is staying in women's bodybuilding. That was a good, and she could be one of the possibles, but it all depends how. As I said again, the rest ladies look for the lineup, you know. But Teresa, she looks pretty impressive. I mean, and I know she recently did an interview with my man Glenn Young over it on his for his you know Amazon Fitness magazine. I let interview myself too. She also was with she was at the I think it was the Tampa show. She was hanging out with uh, Tina Williams. They're working the booths. There you go Andrea. There goes Jennifer Childress, and the other two women who work for the Rising Phoenix. The lady, the blonde chick, I think she's like one of the executives. The other chick, she's like an assistant or something like that. That blonde chick, she got a, I'm just gonna, nah, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, but she does got a nice, uh, she probably was a model back someplace. But, Teresa looks pretty good. I don't know. She might make top 10, possibly, if not, ooh, top 5. It's all depending, you know, how well she'll do at the show, you know. But it's about what she's gonna what kind of look she's gonna bring, you know. But like I said, she's a possibility. Now I'm gonna drop some couple more names, and then I'm gonna have someone who I know are not gonna just the ones who I feel like are not don't have a shot. Now, like I said, we talk about Mala Ash being the dark horse. Also, I'm gonna say another possible dark horse, is a lady I've become acquainted with, and that is Rashana Boswell. And I like Rashana. I would call her a possible dark horse. Maybe somebody who can probably, you know, uh, get into the, you know, top 5. And that's it. That's a tough line, top 5. You know, and I think Shauna should pretty good because I saw with Shauna in person. And it's one thing when you see these ladies in person, it just totally blows your mind. You know, but from she posts a lot of videos and stuff. Michelle looks pretty good. I think this is she has a great look to her. I think the thing that can hurt her a bit is like the one thing I think they said was last time when she didn't win at Chicago, when she lost to Teresa Vasic, was her backside. I think that's the thing that hurt because Shauna is very well developed the backside, but she's coming along pretty good. I mean I want your opinions. Especially you R Tree. Man, because like I said, R Tree, if you want to come on here, man, drop your email and I will send you a link and you can give me your thoughts. Because when you said the word muscle bellies, that tells me you know something. You know something, Archery. You know something. Because you know what? That whole muscle belly things, I'm still learning. I remember a while back I talked to Melanie Horton and asked her, what's the term muscle bellies mean? She told me. I forgot. It's been a while. But it told me I think it was like conditioning, I think the size or whatever else. What I think what's it mean. But if that's true, then you can correct me. But Rashad looks pretty good. I think, size wise, I think she's just still a tad undersized compared to Andrea. And I think the thing that does hurt her a bit is might be her backside and also is the tattoos. Some judges won't say it, but tattoos do kind of hurt, how they see where your muscles looking. But she looks pretty good. She looked great at Puerto Rico, and she looked amazing when I got to see her in person, up in the flesh, you know. And you know, I just, you know, I think she's, like I said, she is a possible, contender. You know, I think in the future, she's been competing for a long time. You know, is mostly she was physique for a good while, and she started out in figure. You know, but like I said, you guys give me your thoughts. What you think? You think Rashana is a possible contender, or is she just, you know, it's up in the air, with her? My man here, JM, say what you guys say. Nadia maybe we'll have to see at the Rising Phoenix. Yeah, we had to see how Nadia looks at the Rising Phoenix. But I say Nadia's pretty impressive. Um, like I said, I am going to drop one more name is a possibility, and you can say, y'all can give me your opinions because I really, as I do this stuff, they say uh, Rashawn is too masculine. So you talk about Rashawn, why don't you talk about the other girls? Balls deep. How what you say the same thing about some of the other girls too? How masculine, was it? Or you're saying she's not feminine enough. You can't say she's too masculine compared to some of the women that I've seen. Like, but you might just saying she's not feminine in your opinion. She's not feminine enough. She can't sell as she's not as marketable. That's what like you're saying. You know, wait a minute. You're going to try to get an interview with Nadia on your channel, possibly if you can reach out. Well, I've reached out to her before. I don't know how well her English is. I know I've sent her a request before. I might ask her would she like to when she like I know I reach out to another lady who's going to be doing the Olympia, and I say if you're going to do the Olympia, we can do the interview there because that'd be like the time zone would work better for you because the Olympia's going to be in Las Vegas. This lady is overseas, so if she's closer to me, and the timing would work a little better than she was overseas. But yeah, I might reach out to Nadia again and see if she's interested. I mean, balls deep. Balls deep. We gotta say balls deep. Yeah, I just saw your comment. Please get a little slow because I see. Andrea's more marketable. Yeah, that's true. She's more marketable. She has great look to her, great features to her. She's remarkable. Like I said, I'm going to drop one more name, and like I said, I won't be here too much longer unless y'all just want me to, hold your hands and look at your pretty little eyes. Yeah, but this is a lady who I like her, and I think I would like to see her. Maybe I think she's marketable. She's very attractive. She has great steady look about her, and that is Sheena Oleg. I like Sheena. We did an interview with her. I track in contact with her. I know she's busy, but I like Sheena. I thought most definitely thought Sheena was going to win the Tampa show, but she didn't. It was like I think it was really it was down between her and Chelsea. And Sheena has that look that reminds me of something like particularly Sheeta Black, and I think a couple of ladies who have that very athletic, not that much muscle mass, very athletic look. She's very attractive woman, but like I said, it's all of what the judges want. And I like Sheena. I think, I would say I throw her contenders as a dark horse. I think she's a dark horse, you know, but it's all about what the judges want and what they feel works. Who has the better physique, has the better look. But like I said, I like Sheena. You know, she's an amazing lady. Especially her story how she takes care of mom when she was sick and took care of her over her over the family business for her. And and like I said, she's like I said, I'm just a fan of hers. She's but I don't know. The thing is that it's about you know what they want to see, what the judges like. She's like I said, she's supposed to be doing Savannah, and I hope she does well as Savannah. At this show, I think she's up against Asha Hadley, and Ash is another one. But she has that same marketable look uh, like Andrea. But the problem is, I think, is that she is a bit undersized. And I think that's the thing is she has a very great athletic look, but she just gotta bring in a little more size, just a little more, just enough. But she does have a remarkable look. Like I said, I hope she does well. At she had 12 points. All she got to do is win the um the Savannah show, and she gets a qualification. Or if she gets second, she gets 16 points. And like I said, there's only about 2 or 3 more shows left for Olympic qualification. That is the Rising, the Romania, and Europa shows. And I figure not a lot of ladies will go overseas to the Europa shows. They'll try to see how to do it at the Rising. And she can make the top five at the Rising, and then also, maybe take second. I mean, take second runner up, which is which is first runner up, which gives her 4 points. And then maybe making the top five at the Rising. She have no points to get into the point extension, but I think she can win the um, you know the uh, the Savannah show, depending how where Ashley's getting huge. Ashley Hadley. Now, that's another name I should have just thought of. Could Asha win? And Asha is so again Asha's just like um you know I say Asha's closer like um Andrew than anybody. You know, and she last year she didn't do, the only show she did was Rising, and that's the mistake she made. She should have done another show besides the Rising, because she took six at the Rising Phoenix, because she got beat out in the top five. First, she got beat up by Leah Denny for that fifth spot. You know, but if you follow Asha, she's getting really impressive. This is somebody I should have, yeah, she's really, she's really, like I said, she was originally physique. Then she switched up physique to women's open. And she's really, bringing on a good amount of size to her. She's really coming very impressive. Like I said, you know, Asha could be a threat. I should have thought about that too. But it's all depending, because here's look at her, like I mean she did an interview where she said she's almost like 200 pounds, and you can see, look, her chest development. Her, look at her shoulders. She's getting she's getting a lot bigger. I think her setback last year, what she should have did instead of compete, she if she wasn't gonna just do the Rising, she should have didn't just put all your eggs in one basket. She should have maybe concentrated on another show. Or I thought one time we tried where she's going to defend her Savannah title, but she said no, she was going to focus on the Rising. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, she looks pretty impressive. This is 2 weeks to go, and but the thing is, I think she's still, even though she has put in some size, she still might be just slightly undersized. You know, but she has, I'd say, one of the best set of the abs as anyone in the division. I think she has the best set of abs. Great set of abs, killer abs. She's up there with Bonnie Priest and uh, you know Roxanne Edwards. So, folks, but like I said, I'm not gonna be here on too much longer, and I'm gonna drop a few names that you agree have, I don't think, have a shot at dethroning um Margie. I mean, not Margie, Andrea. Danielle Willis, no, she's still undersized. She's too weird. She's very remarkable looking, but she's still undersized. Uh, I'm going to say Bronca. Bronca's small. I don't think Bronca is going to do too well. Um, Eva Montgomery. Think about Eva. She has the size, but her conditioning, she just got to bring condition a little better. I think she's a little thicker in the waist. Then Lisa Coldry. I don't think Lisa has a chance. I shouldn't even put her name down. And who else I want to say? Donna Salib. Donna is much older. It's harder. She's really, she was a good size. Donna's much older. And it's a lot harder for older competitors. Like her and Irene probably are going to be put out early. I mean, and I think Irene has made top five twice before, but I don't know. You know, my man JM, I think Balls Deep is referring to her lack of attractive look as appearing to masculine. Yeah, I knew we was talking about you know, JM. Like she's not, she's saying she's not, or Shama's not that pretty, but she's attractive to me. I think I like Rashana. She's great. She has a great personality. You know, Rashana is not that bad looking to me, and that's true. Yeah, she's not that bad looking to me. She's married. You know that she's married, and it was great to meet her in person. It was just amazing to meet her in person and realize and talk to her and do that interview we did. I think she has a beautiful age. She's a great smile. But like I said, those ladies who look like they might be threats, they really have to bring the A gun game. When you shoot for the queen, you have to get everything together, all your ducks in a row. You can't miss out anything. Now, there's talk like Stephanie Fletcher. We don't know about her because, like I heard, she's still had issues with injury. She might miss out the season. There's talk that she might even not be doing the rising because she's already has 12 points. She's if she does the rising and maybe make the top five at that show. Maybe just enough points, maybe sneak into the Olympia. But you still have Sherry Priami, who has 17 points. And all it needs somebody is to get, you know, see, you can only get four at the Savannah, so that put that person right behind Sherry. But still, you have still the Rising, you still have the Romanian, you still have the European Championships. But like I said, a lot of the American competitors are not going to do too many shows overseas. Irene probably come over here and do the Rising, and she might do if she's smart. If she's smart, I would say let me do either Romania or Europa, just to make sure I have points. Like I think the Europa is going to be on the same week of the Romanian. So my best advice. So no, Europa same week going to be same week of the Rising, I believe. I'll check the list later and see that what that is. I think it is. Uh, and I think if some of your competitors who didn't get an invitation to the Rising, go do the Europa. If you can go ahead, stack your chips now, do the Europa. Because you can come in, I think with Europa, I think last year, what was it? Magida Zabolova, she won, and Savamati took second, and they both was able to come to the Olympia that year. So I wonder if they go still do that the same thing they did last year because there wasn't enough competitors overseas coming. So I would say if you know that the show is going to be, the Rising is going to be that week, and you didn't get your invitation to Rising, do the Europa. Take that chance. You might get your qualification. See my man JM. Sheena has the hots for Sergio Olivia Jr. No lie, she says she wants to have his babies. I thought she had a girlfriend. JM. I thought she had a girlfriend. Ah, I thought I thought she had a girlfriend. She might go. I don't know. She might go. She might go both ways. If I see her at Savannah, I ask her that. I ask her that. I ask her that. Let me see. Let me do this. Let me see if I can pull up real quick. Sergio Olivier Jr. Let's see. Let me see how. Sergio. Yeah, sure. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. I gotta put the computer on charge. I had on just it gets like that drags where I have it on too long. Should turn it off this afternoon. See, I don't have the picture of it yet. See, let's see. Here you go, man. See, Ashley sweats a lot like a fountain. Well, Ashley. I told Ashley, Asher, not Ashley. James Asher. Yeah, I told her one time to sell that sweat. There's the guys who be into that. Let's see. There we go. Here you got a picture. Wait a minute. I may have to get off in a bit, fellas, because I know because I've been on the computer too long. It gets slows like that. Get to even though I got it plugged up. Well, like I said, it's yeah. There he goes. Let me see. Oh, this is a good sized dude. His dad gave Arnold a time back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, ask her, George. She will say yes. She has a crush on Sergio Olivier Jr. Yeah, if I see her Savannah, or I just, I think I'd rather ask her face to face. Yeah, yeah. If I see her Savannah, yeah, yeah. I just say that I got some birdies around here, and they said you got a crush on this dude. Yeah, yeah. I think that she probably, she probably likes this one. This picture right here. Yeah. I think that's what she likes. She wants to sit in the pool, drinking wine with Sergio. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good looking dude. I'll say that. Man. They never took a picture with each other or anything like that. I just saw. I know she said she likes Sergio Jr. Well, I bet you anything they're gonna, if he goes to Olympia, I think he's gonna be competing in Olympia. They're gonna probably she's gonna try to get a picture with him. You know, and I've seen Sheena. She takes some great pictures. But anyway, folks, like I said, I'm going to dip out. Like I said, my computer's starting to drag a little bit because I had it on since this morning. I should have just went in and turned it off later this afternoon and just jet back on it later. But sometimes. But I do like to appreciate y'all coming through. My man Balls Deep, my man JM2022, my man KL, Don't Go Against Nature. Also, Artree 613. And like I say, Artree, if you interested in doing a live stream with me someday or just coming on here, because like I say, when you say that thing about the full muscle bellies, that tells me that the muscle bellies thing that tells me you really know something about the sport. So are you a judge? Are you a competitor? I really like to know that about you. But just go to my just you can go to my channel. You can follow me on IG. I also have a Facebook page, and also you can reach out to me. You can DM me if you're interested. Just drop me email, and I'll send it to you. All right. But anyway, folks, this is just some possibilities of who could be a contender for Miss Olympia. It's up in the air. But I think Andrea's going to hold the title. Even if she does come slightly off, she's still going to hold it. She has to really, really come in her like really, really bad condition for her to lose that title. I don't see anybody right now. There's some possible threats, but those threats got to really make the adjustments. I think some might have to take next year off to come in to the better condition and size to try to chip at Andrea. And I think also I heard that Margie, it might be her last Olympia. Margie might be retired this year. She's been competing for a long time. She got some business now in Vegas, and I think she's really focused on that more on bodybuilding. She hasn't done the Rising Phoenix since 2019, so she's now focused just on the Olympia. But and then Hella might be coming back next year because she I think she originally going to say that this was going to be her last year, but the the surgery put her out. Knowing her, she might try to stick on for a couple more years just for the hell of it. But much respect to those ladies. Much respect to all the competitors. Thank you, all my followers. This is episode 99 of Muscle Talk Monday. As you know, I'm already at over 900 subscribers. I'd like to thank y'all for subscribing to my channel. Maybe by next year I hit 1,000. We still got a few more left, a few more months left in this year, but it's not. It's gonna take a while. It's a climb. It's a steady climb, and I'm happy where I'm at. Like I said, most people generally subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Those subscribers I get are those ones that I think YouTube gives you to build up your channel. But I appreciate that too. But I really appreciate the people who generally subscribe to my channel, like my content, and I really appreciate your support. And like I said, next week we'll talk about we'll talk about Savannah, me going to Savannah for the first time, going to my first bodybuilding show, and it's gonna be an experience. Like I said, I got to get my ticket for the show because I got to get two tickets: ticket for the prejudging, ticket for the finals, and my train ticket. And I did my room and everything. I got that my room reserved. But like I said, I'm going to I'm gonna try to enjoy myself, and have some fun. Anyway, it's me all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bobby Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. I'm out.